IBM. By the way, I had two conversations with IBM at CES. It's always great to see them in there, and a lot of this was with them, IBM, and automotive companies like Toyota. Had a great conversation with Toyota and IBM, and also had a great conversation when I was there with IBM and Samsung, and how the two of them are working together. So, behind a lot of these consumer-facing companies is an enterprise company like IBM. And so, what's going on here? What is this modern work and mobility? And I think something to do with automotive, right?
It is, let's put all the pieces together. So one, we know there's so many connected cars. There's 367 million connected vehicles that are going to be on the road by 2027. So tying all of it together, there's an Office Depot study that shows that 28% of people do some of their work from their cars. And then also look at the fact that we have things like WebEx and Mercedes. There's all kinds of, connectivity. You can take calls like cars like Tesla have, pretty much full internet connectivity, and you can put it up on the screen. Most of them have security where if you're driving, you can't do like a Zoom call or whatever. But there's so much connectivity in the cars, and people are actually using their cars as a workplace, taking calls from whether it's in a parking lot or they're doing it on their commute. But it is becoming really part of the remote workplace. But of course, this exposes people to all kinds of new attack surfaces, right? So security is not my thing. You want to about security, talk to Bill Townsend. But when it comes to the security endpoints, of course, that's something I need to be paying attention to. But also, if you look at just from an automotive standpoint, automotive CEOs see security and privacy as one of their top challenges after sustainability. So it's really something that they're paying attention to. And so this IBM study is really just, kind of basically kind of pointing out the different places where security is a threat, but also where it can be a revenue enabler rather than a cost center for automotive companies. It's also really something that if automotive companies need to be paying attention to from a reputation standpoint, that if, if 28% of people are doing some sort of work from their car, and that is a place where the breach happens, that they're the ones that are going to get dinged on that, right? People are going to say like, oh, well, I was using my Mercedes to take my WebEx call or whatever the endpoint is that they're using. And that if that's the place where the breach happened, they're going to have a problem. So,
by the way, it makes perfect sense. I mean, it's what I'll add to that is, as we get to autonomy and safety, working and being entertained in the car, and the car really turns into your living room or your office. Okay. Mm-hmm. And this will come over time, but it is going to happen. And it makes me think at some point, companies like a Qualcomm being connected and on the entertainment side might have a leg up here. But I don't know. NVIDIA's in this, and we all love to game and be inside of these cars. In fact, you can play first-person shooters on a Tesla today that's powered by AMD silicon in there, but needs to be secure, needs to be more optimized for productivity. Because right now, you're not supposed to be productive in the car, right? You're supposed to be like driving, but the reality is we do phone calls, we do stuff like that. We pull over in a McDonald's drive-through and do a meeting. I've found ways to prop up my camera on my steering wheel like nobody would ever believe. So
yeah, and really, there's an opportunity for telco companies too to make sure that people do stay connected, and that there's that you can't always rely on your hotspot in your car. So or your hotspot on your phone to be working in your car, especially as you go from place to place. I always lose connectivity as I pull into my driveway. So sometimes I have to pull over by the mailbox before I come into the driveway. So I think there's just, in order for people to, because like you said, you're sometimes taking a call from your car. 28% of people do. It is becoming a place like remote work is just, it is not work from home or work from the office. It is now work from anywhere. And the car is becoming a real part of that.